Judy, where'd Mom go? When you come undone, where do you go? Oh, shit. I'll open up another can, because I can't find the other. Daily routines. To chew or not to chew? That is the question. Sponsored by... Not sponsored. Nobody's gonna sponsor a lunatic. No, a lunatic sponsoring. I notice they have a hard time finding ads for this motherfucking guy. It's always some fucking stupid shit. My kid is defying me. I told him no more game until next time he comes, and I wake up and he's on that motherfucker. But I can't complain, I guess. I just don't like saying something and not going with it, because I tell you what, that's the first time ever. But he ain't got nothing else to do. I remember playing them fucking video games when I was younger till the cows came home. And it was what, Sega? Pong or something? Atari. Ping, ping. We thought that was the greatest shit, hey? Centipede. Who's creeping in the background there? Say something, motherfucker. You definitely gotta take a break once in a while on the fucking screens. That's why I forced myself to go over and do something at the shop. That shit'll drive you nuts. The average, man. I burned a hole right through my goddamn fingernail yesterday. I never had one do that before. That'd be the thing to do, though, if you get a smash your finger. This one's shorter from hitting it this winter. All my fingernails are fucked. And I got these paper thin fingernails thing going on. And my daughter's got it too, I noticed. I remember I was sitting at a picnic table in prison and someone called me flat nails. Flat nails? What are you fucking examining my fingernails, you fucking schmuck? But then after that, I was like, what the fuck? I do got flat fingernails. Like, you fuckhead. That was my thing every time I got a new celly. What do you know about yourself, motherfucker? What do you mean? Oh, fuck. Another one. Another idiot. It's like that everywhere. It's like that on the streets, though, too. Although no one should really need a plan or a way. This is how society operates to be successful. I wish I could not be sick. It's up there. I keep looking at my guitar over there. I don't know why it keeps breaking strings, but it's hard to play that Alvarez. I've been fumbling big time because it's bigger. The fretboard is bigger. And I've been playing that little Fender for 20 years. So my fingers know where to go. I bet, even if I restringed it, the fretboard's still gonna be, it's gonna take a while to get it back. I thought about just marking on the camp. What the fuck is tape on here? Holy shit. Oh, that ain't coming off of there. Oh. Yeah. When you try to sling from down up and down the neck on a wide fretboard, it's hard for me. I'm sure I get used to it, but not right now. It's only been a week or two. I was gonna put my boat in last night, and I didn't even feel like doing that after I got done putting that awning on there. And it's way too tall, so I'm gonna have to cut it down. And actually, if I got a 14 foot by 10 foot, it would be perfect, because then the tops would be able to come down more. So I don't want to mess with it until I get a different top. I don't know if you've seen that yesterday, Larry, when I built that top, but it came out all right for $200. I'd rather spend 200 than 1,500 any day. And it's all galvanized shit, you know. No plastic parts except for the zip ties. Everything's plastic junk now. It's crazy. You like my truck out there. Everything on it is a plastic piece of shit. And they're asking $100,000 for a truck now. 100 grand ain't nothing. 100 grand. They're giving out $250,000 loans like it's nothing for anybody with a little bit of credit. Because houses don't even, you can't even get a decent house for that. What the fuck? Fucking faggoty bullshit. And that's not even a cut on fags. That's just whatever. Stupid. Why is there tape? Oh, I got it. Fucking, that's some good duct tape. Yeah. Yeah. My kids will never afford a house. Unless they're fucking rocket scientists. But I ain't got that gene. I got paper airplane scientists. Oh, yeah? Be careful, though. Land and homes is that's my thing, And I'll tell you what. Everybody wants something for nothing, basically. If it weren't for house building and stuff, I wouldn't have a damn thing. I'd be in a tent somewhere. Because I'm not a people person. A lot of people have thought I was, but really I was just knowledgeable about my field, and I was happy to do it. So when I came to their house to do an estimate or whatever, they enjoyed the process because I was so good at telling them about certain things and all this stuff, But when it comes to just blabbling on, I'm a terrorist. Nobody gives a fuck about you being rich, motherfucker. Yeah, well, you gotta do what you got. You gotta take care of your ma. Are you an only child, Larry? I know a few people through the years that have stayed back to take care of their parents. Robin, both her parents died in this house, and her grandma. Yeah, and that's the case lots of times, But you'll get rewarded for that somewhere along the lines. If nothing else, you'll feel peace in your heart, you know what I mean? And that's huge. Having to live with some stigma that can never be changed, that's hard to deal with. That's why when parents are hard on their kids, it's for a fucking reason. They don't know it yet, but and some of them are too dense to ever fucking know it. You just scroll for a while, you'll see a bunch of them fucking weirdos. And I'm sure when they hit channels like mine, they think the same thing. What the fuck's wrong with these people? A pessimist is just a optimist with fucking lots of experiences, gray hairs and shit. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with. But see, both my parents have their own. They have other families, I guess I could say. They've both been remarried. So I don't know. I would do what needs to be done if I had to, I guess. But I don't think if when I get old, I don't think I'll be able to just stick around and be all feeble and shit. Because as soon as, like, I'm miserable now and I'm still able-bodied, so to say. I mean, I need surgery in a couple spots, but if I get drooling or shitting or something, I'm gonna walk my ass out in the field and take care of it. Guaranteed. Yeah, three of us. Let's see. If you count both families, both my mom's family and my dad's family, I'm the middle of eight. Eight motherfuckers. And two are dead, so we're down to six, I guess. And I only have one full blood sister, and we don't ever talk. Maybe three times in the last 25 years. I should just put a sign. Yeah, fuck. This government fucking bullshit. When I first started the campground across the street, I had 20 sites. I put 20 sites on there, even though I only had 11. And it was packed the whole summer. It was great. I was like, yeah, for $40 a night, which was high. And then I get a call that next spring from the government. You're not allowed to have that many. You gotta do this and have water and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you fucking pieces of shit. I said, well, what do I gotta do to become in compliance? They're like, you can't advertise more than 3 sites or 4 sites. I said, okay, click. I hung up the phone. And ever since then, that's all I've had, but a guy can retire off a campground, but I ain't paying them fuckers 50% of nothing. Fuck off. Fucking roaches. You give me a detailed wording of where my tax money's going, and I'll start playing the game again. The best of my abilities, anyway. People that make less than 50 grand a year shouldn't have to pay taxes, I'll tell you that, on any fucking thing. The only problem then is the whole country would not make more than 50 grand because they'd be like, fuck this. All the wrong people make all the money. It's crazy. I looked at a bag of chips the other day. It was $5 and something cents. What the fuck? And you're paying half of its air, hey? What the fuck? You tell me you ain't buying air? You're buying air. If you're buying chips, you're buying air. And I will say, chips are definitely a guilty pleasure of mine. Damn, Larry. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Be wise with it, because I tell you what, 200 grand don't go far. You know, me and Robin, I don't. She's not very good with money, but oh mine's full right now. It's full all summer. This is a tourist area. It's on Lake Superior, so plus I got it's called the North Country Trail. They actually asked me permission to go through the back part of my land, and there's a heritage trail that goes through my land, so it's actually quite a great spot. However, what was I gonna say? Oh, like, worst come to worst, I would sell my property, keep this over here, and I would take half the money and throw it in some sort of bond or something, long term gain. And then I would probably take the other portion and put an addition over here with another living space because we got 2 lots over here. And then we would have another rental because right now we got a rental over here plus a vacant lot. So the sky's the limit for us, really. We're in a really excellent position, but the problem is I can't do much for more than a day, otherwise I suffer for the next 3 days for whatever the fuck the problem is. And I'm meeting more and more people with the same exact issue, and we've all had COVID. No, none of us have taken the COVID shot vaccine, but we all have had COVID, and it's all like respiratory heart related issues. Fucking crazy. And people that don't have to work physical labor don't have to endure it because it only exacerbates when you do something physically demanding. It's fucking crazy. I'm a high strung person. I'm always doing shit. And for the past 4 years, it's been just super struggle. Land is the best way to protect your money, Savannah. If I had a choice to buy 200 grand in silver or gold or land, I would always pick land. But silver and gold is the second. However, what are you going to do with silver and gold if something bad happened? Oh yeah, is he? Oh, I think you said something about that. It was a developer of some sort. Well, sounds like you have the right ideas and are on the right path for sure. I wish I could build like I used to. The first house I built for myself sold in 4 days. It was a forced sale by the courts, but it sold in 4 days for half the value. I built it in like 4.5 months after work. And I had about $180,000 shop that I had built on that property first. It was on the river, and the location was fucking It was awesome. I'm just now, after 8 years, getting over it. Yeah, 55 acres. You must have a good location if it's worth what you're saying. What's up, bub?
Nothing.
Nothing. Do you want to put the boat in the water today? See if it sinks?
It will not sink.
We could hook the tube up and pull around in the tube. Yeah.
I need to go poop.
Oh, okay.
I need to go take a big dump. It's gonna be a sporty dump.
Yeah. You take a big old dump, hey? Ugh. What's up, Nicole? Are you working again today? Like a workaholic? That's awesome. You must be in a good area. That's about what mine's worth. Except for I have a home on there that can be made into a two family home. So the problem is I wouldn't sell it because it's got the potential to make $3,600 just sitting there in rental properties. Plus with the campground, you know, we got 3 campgrounds that developed since I've bought that, and if I wanted to be like the rest of the motherfuckers in the world, I'd just go get a loan and finish the campground and come into compliance with the government standards, and I could make $500,000 a year on camping, you know? Because we got the snowmobile trail goes right through there too. So I could build 3 little huts back there and have winter camping and this and that, but I can't do it if I can't do it, you know? And I can't see getting a loan for $150,000 just to come in compliance with them assholes. So I'm kind of ignorant like that. I bought that boat motor. I got a loan for that boat motor. And they told me my credit score was 800s. But I don't use it, you know. I got credit cards that the bills come out with, and then they get paid off every month through my bank account or whatever. But I never keep more than maybe $500, $700 in there to pay the bills. Even with that loan, my bills every month are maybe $400 or $500. So I don't have no bills. And that's, you know, electric and property taxes, fucking car insurance. That's such a joke. I don't know why we gotta have car insurance. Fuck the fuck. That should be our choice. Michigan is one of the most fucked up states for car insurance and that. And kids, if you're a kid and you get car insurance in Michigan, you're paying $1,100 for 6 months or something for no insurance, basically, just to have a piece of paper that says you can drive. Yeah, that's right. Land is the best. Because if you build anything on it, it almost doubles the value every time. You can count $100,000 per bedroom on a house. What's up, mama? Your house will cost $400,000? It'll be worth that when he's done, because you said you'd have 200,000 left over, or he's gonna build it for 300,000. I'll tell you what, a smaller house, the smallest house possible, is the best, because it's still gonna be worth big dollars, and it's gonna cost less to cool and heat. Which I know you guys don't get real cold, but these bigger houses like this, they're terrible. They cost you, well, not only that, but your property tax is based on the development of your house. So when you fill out the paperwork for the price of the home, lie. Tell them it's going to cost $75,000 to build the son of a bitch. Otherwise, you're stuck in that tax bracket forever. No, I paid 100 grand for my 47 acres, and I could sell it just the 30, was there like 39 acres in the back? I could sell just that for 400,000. But then you got to pay capital gains and everything else if you don't reinvest it right away. As in, like, buy another piece of land. If you buy another piece of land right away, like you're building a house, then you don't have to. There's all kinds of rules and shit that if you follow them, you can get away with paying the least amount of tax. I've done it forever, but the problem with that is, like, when I ran my business, well, actually, I paid $44,000 for my land, but I had to buy all the trees that were on it because I bought it from a logging company. And I was like, I'm not going to let you log the fucker off. That'll look stupid as shit. So I actually had to pay for the trees. And plus, the guy's dead now. He was dying, and he gave me a good deal because of my whole situation. I told him, hey, I just got kicked out of both my homes going through a divorce, and I got nowhere. And he kind of did me a solid. But that guy owned like 13,000 acres, so it really wasn't much to him. And this land doesn't have good water on it, so there's that. That's crazy. 29 acres in West Virginia. Land is cheap out that way. Me and Robin, when I first bought my side by side, we went down. A buddy of mine is a pipeliner, and he was staying somewhere in West Virginia, and we went down and went on all the Hatfield and McCoy trails and shit. That was a good time. My truck fucking transmission blew up on the way back. My house was mold in it. And to fix it would cost more time to fix up. It always takes more money to rehab a house than it does to burn it down and start over. My shop that I built over there with the apartment upstairs, I probably got $70,000 into that. And that's only because of spray foam and in-floor heat, you know. Like, I got 20 grand just into the floor. Full 8-course block basement, maybe even 9. Because we need frost footings in Michigan. Many people love it here. Move. And, you know, a lot of people get mold confused with mildew. So just because it's dark and black doesn't mean it's mold. You can have it tested and you can spray different things. But you're right. You know, if it's an older house, you're better off to just If you're selling land and going to be in that position, start over because it's going to be worth that much more. But a lot of these new contracts, especially these developers, man, they suck. So keep an eye on things. Larry's stuck between a rock and a hard place. The wind sucks because you're out in a field, probably, huh? I don't think I've ever seen outside. Next time you do a live, you should do a scan outside so you can see where you're at. Or not, whatever. Another job, ugh. Bless your little heart, mama. You better, you know what, if I was you, mama, I'd find them ones around you and tell them to get their asses to work. Take some of the burden. Robin works from home, but she really ain't got to work like a mad person. I've loved it every time I've been in Kentucky or Ohio. It feels more like home where I am now. On a hill, yeah. I tell you what, try Lake Superior shoreline one time. One of these days I'll build a windmill. I gotta figure out how to do that. I was in the process of building a hydroelectric when I lost my house on the river. That would have been awesome. I could have got it from the river, and I had 18 gallons a minute coming out of a spring right out the side of my hill. And I could have done a lot with that 18 gallons a minute. Plus, it was up high. It was like 30 feet up on the hill going down to the river. And when you measure from the lowest point to where the water's coming out, that's called head. And the greater head you have, the more power you can get out of it. I don't know much, but I love you. Pinned. I mean, friendly love. Ricky, Larry. Hydro is super cool. Yeah, it is. Tom, if I ever make it near Lake Superior, I'm going to ask to sleep on your floor or set up a tent. Anytime, come through. You know, it's just when you plan for life, life happens. And that's why I don't, you know, kids do that shit like, oh, get all excited, someone's coming. This motherfucker guy. If you show up, then I'll be like, oh, look, you made it. Otherwise, I'll be just doing my own damn thing. I got the Bert and Ernie going on again. I just shaved my head. Clean your act up and don't be a slob. My kid just came in here and told me she had to take a big dump. Thanks for the info, Bob. Yeah. Yep, I wish I could have brought you all on the boat tour. I put an awning on it yesterday. It just about killed me. Range bank service has been restored. Great. I kept getting phone calls yesterday while I was building that thing. Fucking pissed me off. I inquired about a line of credit. Fucking, you get 30,000 people calling you. They sell your info, you know. I always get nervous when someone comes to my house. Yeah, well, it's because you can't trust nobody anymore. It's fucking sick. I've been I've been the bottom of the barrel, so I don't get nervous like that. Anything they do, I'll do it 2 times worse. So that's my mindset, I guess. No, you live way back in the woods. People are thinking you're out there saying, you got a purty mouth. We never get much company here. Although Robin runs a business out of the house, so we got those people all the time. Yeah, I'll tell you what. We didn't find the island. We went on the boat the other day and we did not find the magical rock island. And through deductive reasoning, we figure it was the next island over. But it was getting late, so we didn't go look. But we will sometime this year. But my brother and his kids are coming for the 4th of July, so I think we're gonna put the boat in here and then bring it over to Marquette and watch the fireworks. And then we're gonna come back. But I think on the 3rd there's fireworks in Munising too, so we're gonna have 2 4th of Julys. And both are gonna be on the boat, so it's gonna be a rough one. Spend my days with a woman I'm kind all the time. My grandpa was sick. DHS showed up one day. Yeah, DHS, another paid paper fucking pushing assholes. I hate all them fucking people. They're useless. State paid. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There's good people in everywhere, but for the most part, I've lost hope for humanity. There is good people. I mean, the little communities we have on here is proof of it, but man, there's so much. My neighbor from across the road visiting almost every day. A neighbor from 2 houses down visits my dad. Then my next door neighbor's kid come over and look at my motorbikes when I open my garage. Me too. My first 25 years has marked the second 25 years. Isn't that how it goes? DHS. My ex-wife is a DHSer, fucking social worker, and I'll tell you what. Fuck that. People need to be penned up. Just be lucky I'll never be president. They think Donald Trump's bad. The best fucking president we've ever had, as far as presidents go. Yeah, well, that's a different story, but there's still, it's not set up to really do any fucking, just like friend of the court. They ain't no fucking friend of either side. It's a business. That whole situation, it's all a business. It's a business. The United States is a business. You know? It's crazy. That's why we're hated. We're a business made up of all the intellects of the world because everyone ran to the last place to take over. And that's why we're a mixed breed, a bunch of fucking mutts that Just like animals, you know, the crossbred dogs are some of the smartest fucking dogs. I don't know, it's just what it is. It's how it happens. Yeah, well, there's extenuating circumstances in life, ain't there? I'm in a mood because my local to me, a daycare worker got arrested and 1,200 plus kids need STD tested. Sick. Set a precedent is to set a benchmark. It's all downhill, kids. Don't be a pessimist. You ain't known for being a pessimist, you motherfucker, you. Downhill's a good thing. It's uphill that's the hard part, huh? It's all downhill and I love it. I got cruise control on. If I want to stop, I just stick out my feet and fucking put in my heels. It's fucking great. No matter what I say, it's great. I love it. I'd like to work though, because it was a lot more fun with money. But, you know, yeah, I wear steel padded ass pants. I'll skid right down. Sparks the whole way. Fire lighting on the way. Just don't fart or you'll have a flame ride. That fucking cat is in the tree. Them bastards killed all my little squirrels. I used to get the chipmunks to come eat out of my hand and off my shoulder, and the kids would feed them too. Not no more. Them two crazy ducks are funny to watch too. They haven't found the lake. Ooh, she just jumped 12 foot. Them ducks are bobbing around. Once in a while, they'll attack the cat. Yeah. I watched my grandpa die of lung cancer. It was the first really traumatic thing I seen as a kid besides watching my mom get beat to piss. Um, yeah, he died on a lung. There's a big, huge barrel thing that was always pumping to keep his lungs going. That was nasty. Lung cancer's a motherfucker. Work isn't all that. You work your ass off just to give your money away and be broke again. Yeah, but for me, it wasn't like that because I absolutely loved what I did, so I never felt like I was going to work. I would be giddy for the next day. That's what you want to try to do in life these days. Get into something where you actually like to do it. Then you're never working. And I made really good money too, so that's like I talked to this loan officer the other day. I'm like, I could go to work for 4 hours and make more than most people make in a month. So, so there was days that I'd make $700 in an hour depending on the job. I'm fucking making more than lawyers and doctors and shit. And that's the part that kills me because I won't take jobs on anymore because I know that I could just halfway through the day be fucked and be done for a week. And my reputation is still fucking good out there. I still get calls every week about jobs and I'm like, "No, I'm not taking on any work right now." I loved building, creating shit out of wood and metal and making the and seeing the customers just happy about what they have built. It was great. It was gratifying. Where most people are stuck in dead end jobs and it's not gratifying, and that's terrible. Well, and it's, you know, as a woman, you're not going to have the same opportunities like that either, unfortunately. And really, a lot of men, I guess it's not a man or woman thing because there's women in the trades, but not as much. They killed our trades. The last 40 years has been detrimental on the trades. There's 100 people retiring to 10 coming into the field. Well, yeah, because everyone's got it. Larry says, I love meeting new people, but anymore I get anxious around people. Because fucking people are condescending and they always have an ulterior motive about themselves. You know? Andy's jerking off in the bedroom, but he can't get paid for it. My uncle is a dumb fuck. Nowhere, Kentucky. He works on people's boats and his wife is a local school teacher. That's the only option for them. There's no such thing as only option, Rick. Unless you get old and you're sick. My only toes isn't doing as well. Well, maybe you need to clip them fucking big ass spikes you got at the tips of your feet. You either are a coal miner, a nurse, working in fast food. Yeah, well, you're in a impoverished area. Move the fuck out. That's like living in the desert and saying you can't grow no crops. Damn it. Move the fuck out the desert. Hey, it's easy to say though, ain't it? Oh yeah. Teachers. Nicole. Warman, you're the guy that makes ammo and sells it or has a still. Andy, but if you're going to make any money, you're in the coal industry or medical field in West Virginia. Well, that's what it's known for, you know. But guess what? Location, location, location. I have a great job. I'm not going anywhere. Well, as long as that's how you feel it, then you're good. That is a great area, really, though. And there is a lot of developments going on. So, you know, that's the thing about being a carpenter. You can go anywhere in the world and make it because people always need to be housed. It's like coffins, diapers, and taxes, you know. How much I could make doing what I do elsewhere? I don't know, depends. Location, location, location. Yeah, stairs are a bitch. Good pay here, I think. Nicole, way better money in Aussie with what you do. And many resources for hunting and things. Yeah, it's all about abilities too, you know. We are the only ones that can hold us back from obtaining a prosperous life in mind, heart, and things. A lot of people nowadays think that the more things you have, the richer you are, but it ain't. It's about being happy in your skin. And if you ain't that, then Money ain't gonna help you. Knowing how to live is everything to me. Keep your bills low, okay? Not want more than you need. Nurses make a shit ton. Travel nurses, oh man, you get to see the country. We get a lot of travel nurses up here, and they make big bucks. Plus, they get a stipend per diem and shit. They make big bucks. And you could, buy a little piece of land to settle down after working for 15 years or something, even 10 years, and just bankroll money and then build you a little nest egg to fucking come back. And plus, you'll get a pension and everything else, retirement. See, I had to make my retirement, but people don't think of that, or they don't have the what is that called? The self-discipline to save money. They think, fuck, they see it, they have it in their pocket and it's burning a hole in there. Fencing? Yeah. I'd be a millionaire already if I wouldn't have went through that divorce and got sick from a fucking rogue government that won't go to jail because nobody wants to fucking put half of them in there. I think we line these son of a bitches up and stone them. All of them. Sick fucks. We don't hold anybody accountable for treason, and that shit is crazy. If they did, this place would be 1,000 times better. Yeah, and she likes what she does too. So yeah, it doesn't get better than that. And you could make less money and still love what you do, and you're fucking winning, dude. I don't care. It's not all about money. Sand under table. Yeah, but you know what? The thing that I feel about that, Mama, is when you take on other people's problems, you're adding to the burden pile, and that's a rocky road, and that will hold you back. But if you love doing it, then that's arguable. I cannot take on other people's problems. Zero. Like, I shouldn't have even been a father, and I'll tell you what, it's struggle. Nicole, you'd be an awesome nurse. You have the same vibe as emergency nurses that help me a bit. Nobody can help you, Rick. Yeah, oncology, all that field makes bucks, but they're still on a pay scale, so you're never gonna be a millionaire, nothing like that. Or I think travel nurses make the most. Even like in a doctor's office, doctors have to pay so much in insurance that the next person under them, I don't know if that would be the nurse or what, but they make more money than the doctor actually because of the insurances. I have some doctor friends, that's how I know that, but that's why it went hard for me to leave my job now. Been doing it for so long and I love what I do. Yeah. So why would you change it if you're content? That's the goal in life, isn't it? To be content. For me, it is. Yeah, all you need to do with Andy is stick a thermometer up his ass once in a while. He'll be good. You know? Put a butt in his face and a thermometer up his ass, and he'll be tickled pink. That's, we need to start taking care of our elderly people better. It's fucking crazy. We take care of our elderly fucking, what do you call them? Congressional assholes. All these fucking paid pieces of shit. The paid talkers of the world. This is too much money in the wrong places taking care of the wrong people. How do you make hundreds of millions of dollars on a $175,000 a year fucking job? These people need to be stripped and the wealth redistributed. I live for the day to see that happen. Nicole, I did too. I did my clinicals when I was in high school in the nursing home. One memory I have from a kid is going on a school field trip to the Jacob Eddy Center, which is the place that old soldiers go to die. And all the people that were there when I went there are dead, of course. But the Jacob Eddy Center still thrives here in Marquette. For the whole UP, there's two places, one in Iron Mountain, where I was also raised, and one here. And that memory sticks in my head more than any other, as far as like school goes. And then there's other things too, like how good were they to their family that they didn't get a place to live out their days. I would hope that I'll be a good enough person that when I get older, my kids will still want to take care of me. We lost that in life. It's actually more rare than people realize. The greed and the the pursuit of things and stuff has corrupted people's community. The one thing we need back in this world is community. They used to have that saying that, it takes a village to raise the kids. Well, there ain't no fucking village anymore. I had someone try to tell me about, oh, they don't like when I swear in front of my kids. Well, guess what? You watch my kids around fucking groups of people. They're the most polite and good kids. We're in a situation and I say, hey, time to go. They don't fucking scream and shout and they get on it. They're in the truck. They listen well for the most part. If they're at home, they get away with murder a little more than most, but they don't have nothing to worry about. Some of these kids you see it out in the world and they're fucking even hungry, and it's crazy. Yeah, and it's a worldly thing. It's not, and you look at, I mean, you can still find shows and that show actual um, poverty, real fucking poverty. Americans, they're not. I mean, there's places that have some bad poverty, but compared to other places, there is no DHS or none of this shit. Yeah, that's what it takes to raise kids. You get these weirdos. Oh, you can't hit your kids, or Well, you don't need to hit your kids for one thing if you talk like when my kid, even my 4-year-old, when people try to baby talk her, she's like, "What the fuck is wrong with this idiot?" You know. I never spoke to my kids when they were little like that. It's debilitating. Why would you try to raise an idiot? Yeah, Andy, you did so fucking well. All your kids are good kids. They're prosperous. Fuck you. You got nothing to be ashamed of, bro. That's what it is. It's great. I'm mental, so I did a little better. People don't realize that, a lot of newcomers that come on my channel and they wonder how I got all this. I live on a beach and this and that. And you got to take into mind that I was impoverished kid, lived on welfare. My parents split. I went through traumas and all this shit. I was in trouble my whole life until I got out of prison and off parole. I didn't get off parole until 2015. And everything I've obtained in life, my contracting license, everything was done from 2009 to 2016. So it's mind over matter no matter what. What's up, Jack? We are the only ones that can hold ourselves back. And that comes down to simple choices within a day and not looking backwards. Anytime you look in the mirror, you're holding yourself back, period. There is no reverse. The only thing that you want to look in the past about are the good things. Reflecting. Like, ooh, I made this decision and it worked out like this. Oh, that was great. Maybe I should do that again. Not, oh yeah, I remember when my ma got drug out the house in a cardboard box. What does that do for me? It sets my mind in a downhill spiral. you know? Oh, that one time I was in that alley and I got stuck in the side. Oh yeah, that was great. Fuck the past. I don't even care about already waking up this morning. Sure, my pontoon boat top is way too high, but I'll go fix it. Lessons learned are lessons given. Nobody else can make decisions for you as an adult. And your adult life is exactly what you make it. And definitely through the decisions you make, you can make a great life or a terrible decision. It really is. The boat cover is for me to fit. You could stand up in there. I might see if I got a longer one, though, it would come down a little bit. The problem with it being up so high is if you're sitting in there, the sun's still getting at you unless it's right above you. Although the high noon is the hottest all the time, but we'll see. It only takes a quick cut and another drilled hole and it's fixed, I got told the past is the past. How can you go anywhere if you're looking in the rear view mirror the whole time? I try to think that way. Yeah, I don't fucking look in the past. I mean, the past defines us, really, if you let it. All we get is right now. Not tomorrow and not yesterday. All we get is right fucking now. You can steer, it's like steering a boat, really. You can't make a hairpin turn, but you can guide yourself, if you got any kind of sense. And everyone is capable of something. Most aren't capable of everything, but something. As hard as that is to say, it's the facts. Like, I'm not capable of certain things like paperwork. Oh my God, I fucking loathe it. Or if I had to make people happy, like, I can joke around and say obnoxious shit. And if you're into that, then you'll be happy. But no way. I'd rather just take you out and shoot you in the head. Then I'd be happy, at least, I don't know. Yesterday's history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Yeah, and how did that one saying go? If asses and wishes were bubblegums and kisses, something like that. No, people are allergic to double tap in my screen. You gotta be catering to the derelicts of the world to get a lot of likes. I've been watching this this kid called Shaman Boys or something. I don't know. He's relative to fucking Island Boys or something. He's always got hundreds of people in there, and he's got hundreds of likes and views. And if you read the chat, all they're doing is pissing on the poor kid. But he's always got new shit on every day. Like, where do you got a washer and dryer in that tent? Craziness. It's crazy the things. It's really a trip to watch this fucking YouTubes. Yeah, just being in a positive state of mind and pursuing building something, or in my case, building something, creating something. Positivity does bring betterness, and negativity does bring agitation and all the negative things. For me, though, I've always kind of thrived on Persephone. No more fucking unreadable language, Persephone. But, it's virtually impossible to stay positive all the time unless you're fucking cuckoo in the brains. I thrive off hardship, really. Like, a lot of the best, like, I always relate to tradesmen. And anybody that knows good tradesmen that been in it and do it, they swear a lot. They swear, and they use harsh language and, you know, they do some sort of substance. I gotta take this text. Oh, no, it went away. Fuck it. Sanity. There ain't no such thing. Anybody that tells you they're sane, watch out for them fucks. They're goofy too. Yeah, that's the thing, hey? If I would have took the COVID shot, I'd be dead. And nobody's going to jail over that shit. Hey? So that shows you how much the government sectors give a damn. And the fucking liberals, they're fucking horrendous. They are some of the sickest people out there. And so are some of the far right, too. So I'll vote Democrat. You know, if the right person's in there. That Bernie or whatever the fuck his name is, he seems all right, but he's still got the goof troop fucking vibe, though. So I wouldn't vote for him. But if there was an option between Bernie Sanders and some other Republican nominee, I would probably go Bernie. But we've been blessed here for the last little bit to get the things done that have been done. Everything that Trump ran on, he's tried to make happen. So, and I'm not talking about ending the war in one day for fucking Russia and goddamn bullshit. That's all fucking shit anyway. Hell yeah. You know, people that don't swear, also, I don't like them. They're liars and they're deceiving. Who the fuck doesn't swear? What? How can you not? I know some awesome old ladies that'll tell you right where to go and how to get there. And they don't beat around the bush, you know? I don't like a lying, conniving piece of shit. Yeah, you know. We had a newscaster that from the UP who is now a representative that lost his position on the news, our local news, because he wouldn't take the shot. And that did great things for us to have that happen because now he's in a position of power. And I'll tell you what, regardless of what people think, there still is some good avenues in the field of politics, but it's just so corrupt that, you know, it's there's checks and balances that are meant to stifle progress, and that's why it takes so long for anything to happen, and that's a shitty part of our process that needs to change. It's antiquated. We have so many antiquated situations in the world, not just the US, in the world. It's all antiquated. You know, it was meant for a different time. We got to fucking step it up. We got to come into the here and now issues. It's crazy. And the fact that people had to be forced to take a jab in the arm, what the fuck? Anybody that was put into that position, I would have lost my job. I lost some jobs in contract, and I told them, if you want me to wear a mask and all that, fuck you. I ain't. You better call someone else. But I was my own boss, so I was lucky to have that option. But the majority of people aren't their own boss, so And the powers that be knew that, that none of that shit was on, on accident. It was all planned, pandemic. And it will happen again, guaranteed. Something will happen again. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm at an all-time high. When I started this channel, it was just to have something documented for my family can see later on in life. That was my only goal for it. And to capture some of my songs that I sing, because I only do a song one time. And I come back and I listen to it later because everything I'm doing is ad lib, unless it's a cover tune that I've recently started trying to do. That way I can come back and listen to it. And if I like it, I could work on it. But I never do. I never ended up fucking trying to work on it and make it a better song. I just move on to the next one. But I got like some kind of amnesia thing going on, so it makes it harder for me to even do that anymore. Most people are at work right now, working their life away. Yeah, it's pretty sad that we have to work so much in this world to just live. I always find it really irritating that the very rich people are always like, oh, believe in God and this and that, and your life could be great. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you got poor, impoverished people or anybody that's struggling that goes to God, which I'm not knocking it. I won't do it, but it's just a strange thing to me. There's so much faith and there's so many different religions out there, and there's so many religions that are just really fucking whacked out. Scientology and all these, which is a newer made up thing, but I'm leery about super religious people because they worry me. I mean, to each their own, but in my experiences in life, there's too many things that have happened that should not have happened. That if there was a God, hear me out on this one scenario. If there was a God, why would he allow babies to starve to death? That's like, that is so ill. Like, really? Really? Why would he allow man to hate on each other and kill each other? Huh? That's crazy. Evil is just a word. Words are made up by man. Never trust man's words. What about that? What if there was no words? Then what would you do? Be grunting around town. Then what would you be thinking of? You'd only have your senses. Feel, touch, you know. It's too far fetched for me. Sure, there's communication. That's different, you know. Even animals have good communication skills. Matter of fact, animals have better communication skills because there's no margin for error, you know. They go by pitch and sound more than anything. I love the trolls, man. I love them, really. Unless they're talking pedophilia type shit or racial shit, I love the trolls. They don't come to my channel very much anymore because they find out that I'll troll the shit out of them, but every once in a while. Trolls' lives matter, okay? Trolls' lives matter. The Bible was created to control the masses if you look into the right historical aspects. Because what's more scary than something you cannot prove nor deny? You better do this. Let's all go and pray to the porcelain god towards Mecca and all that other shit. And then once that got out of hand and too many religions, then they created this thing called authority. And then they started manipulating people with, and it was all these things started out as a good thing, right? And then man corrupted them, just like police and just like banks and just all the things, just like unions. Everything that was ever created for good has been altered and damned, so to say. And that's bullshit. Sucks. Why you gotta damn everything, huh? Why can't we just go to the resort back to nature in a wolf pack where everyone takes care of everyone? Sure, there's some hierarchy in there, and that comes with age and wisdom. But everyone thinks they know it all and they can't be told anything, can't be shown anything, because the pursuit of happiness is to each their own. It's a crazy life we live. Everything's blase skippy. So then the government's invented to give a certain set of people a job and a living. And most of those people are useless fucking people. They're useless. They would die if the tables turned. If it went right back to a barter system where you actually had to have some sort of real skill to live, all those people would die off. They would all die off. Hell yeah, because animals are fucking righteous. They don't have ulterior motives. I would rather see a human get hit on the fucking road by a car than an animal every single day of the year. Any day. Animals are just trying to survive, which a lot of people are too, but there's a lot of them out there just trying to get over on someone else. Animals will never do that. They don't take too much, they take what they need. They don't have any gluttony in them. They don't have any greed in them. They don't have any egos in them. They don't have any of these false prophecies, you know. They don't live with any type of, if you can trick them, you can beat them scenarios. "90 minutes. Should take a walk down to the water." Oh, I don't know if it's hot outside. Let me check the temperature real quick. I'll be right back. 70s, 73 outside. It's going to be 83 on the 4th. That'll be nice for out on the boat. I like it to be 78 to 83 on the boat, especially on Lake Superior because it's so damn cold. This has been a late start to the year. We just now are getting all the leaves on the trees are fully bloomed. Usually by Memorial Weekend they are. So we're a month behind. A full month. You still in there, Andy? YouTube Live is a good way to socialize once you get past the trolls, he says. It is pretty crazy of the social aspect of YouTube is actually pretty good. You get to meet people that you would never have met otherwise. That's the best part. But do you really get to know them? I don't know. Some of them you do, I guess. I don't like how it lets some of these kids just be crazy nutcases. Yeah, they're trying to make a connection. Whether it's in the comment section or the one broadcasting, there are a lot of people looking to try to make some kind of connection. Yeah. I think in the end, most people do. We're all born with a positive outlook, an inquisitive mind. Humans get corrupted though. So we're all in the pursuit of happiness. And things get lost in translation very easily. Just like typing to people, people get mad at each other on these interwebs because of shit they type or whatever. And then maybe you type something and you take it the wrong way and then you say something and then it's all lost in translation. And that's where consistency comes in too, hey? If you're consistent in your life in being a certain way, nobody will mistranslate that. Whereas if you try to go along to get along, and because it's not authentic and you're trying to appease someone in one way or another, that's where the translation gets lost. Because you have good intentions, but that's like the saying, the road to hell was paved with good intentions, because even though the intention was there, it got skewed and lost in translation, and then both people ended up with a negative vibe, and then it just went downhill from there, or whatever, you know. What's up, huh? I'm doing exactly what I do every morning. Nothing. I put the top on my boat yesterday, the sunscreen, and it needs to be lowered, or I need to get a longer one. Other than that, I got nothing on my agenda. I got a lot of things I should do, of course. What are you doing, huh? Are you on the road? Are you working? Yeah, it turned out all right, actually. It's just a little tall. It's 10 by 10, and once it's up, it's like, well, if I had a 10 by 14, I think it'd be perfect, because then it would actually, instead of being like this, it could lower, and then it would be more of a sunscreen. Yeah, I gotta mow the yard too. I hate mowing the lawn. Fuck that shit. That's why across the street I got no grass. I like to mow out by the road there because I put shit for sale all the time there. But I don't have no yard over there. I should actually mow the camping sites too, but I ain't gonna. This will be the first year I never did that. Usually I rent a brush cutter to put on the skid steer and I go through there, but I'm not doing. It's fucking like $300 to rent that for the day, and I'm not doing it. Fuck that. I thought about selling that truck and getting a new skid steer, but if I sold my truck, I could build one hut. I could get an implement for my skid steer, and my skid steer actually needs a new engine. I could do all three of those things, but I probably ain't gonna do that. And I could just pay for this. I got a truck and my side by side up for sale right now. And if either one of those sells, I'll pay that boat motor off first thing. I should have got a 90 horse instead of that 50 though. But, well. My friend told me to put some lime down because all of my dogs piss everywhere. Yeah. Piss spots are a motherfucker. It's really alkaline. And the lime helps neutralize the acidity of the piss. But that's just part of it, I guess. That's why I'm not sad to not have dogs anymore. I had dogs for 30 years of my life. And my ma had dogs too, so basically my whole life I had dogs. My first dog when I moved out on my own was a Doberman Pinscher. And then I had a Springer Spaniel, and then I had Rottweilers and German Shepherds. I had all big dogs. I had a Rottweiler Catahoula mix, and that dog was ginormous. And I went to jail one time, and my sister had to take care of the dog, and she ended up keeping the dog. Did I go to prison when that? No, she took it. I went to jail, and then shortly after that, I went to prison. And that dog actually was so protective of my nephew that it jumped through the screen door and attacked the mailman. And then she had to have it put down. Yeah, I should have, but that's a lot of money for something that gets used only a few times of the year. I can't justify that. I don't like spending. What I should have done is bought a big ass belt sander or a big planer or something. That's what I should have done. If we want to talk about actual should haves. I did get a license plate. I got insurance on the street bike though, so I will take that for at least one ride this year. Try to pawn the kids off, and me and Robin will take off and do a bike ride. I have wanted a miniature pinscher, but my daughter wants a wiener dog, a Dachshund. Fuck yeah, pawn them bastards off. I will drop them off on the res. Here you go. Now you get to see how Dad grew up. Fend for yourself. Somebody will let you in. Yeah. My brother has one. That's why she wants one. And it doesn't bark really, unless other dogs come around, but it doesn't really bark. It's really awesome. Cute little fucker. They don't leave big shits in the yard or big piss spots because they're so little. There's a lot of positive things to having a little dog now. But if it was a yapper, I'd have to squish its fucking head in the door. I don't know. My sister her roommate raises, still to this day, fucking 30 years later, raises basset hounds. He's a native too. Rodney. Oh, Rodney. I met a lot of natives named Rod. What is with that? Do you know any Rodneys? A Shih Tzu? Pomeranian? My buddy he was native too. His dad was native. They had a bunch of Pomeranians. Fucking hated them things. Them are punting dogs. Not even hunting dogs, they're punting dogs, hey? Little. Isn't that strange? Rodneys. Where the fuck did that come from, hey? Rodney. Now that I think of that, that's pretty funny. I know about at least 5 native Rodneys. That's strange. Huh. I had half the notion to go get one of them gill nets the other day when we were out there and just look, see. Speaking of natives, you can't catch nothing on this fucking Lake Superior. You got to go to certain areas like Standard Rock or something. Rodney the mechanic. Rodney the clown. Yeah. Let's go out to the lake. Fuck it. Rodney the drunk. Yeah, all the Rodneys I know are the drunk. The drunk Rodneys. Oh, fuck. Lake bound. Maybe I'll put a shirt on today even. Hey? Actually, I think I will because who knows about the bugs. Rodney, do it and do it again. I'm gonna wear the same shirt I wore yesterday, hey? Yeah, the boat looks ridiculous from right here. It's a little high, But see, if I went longer, then this side could come down and that side could come down more. And these should have been more up here. But you know, when you don't got a plan and you're winging it, shit happens, right? What the hell is that? Dingle bells? Trying to get the ducks down to the lake, but at the same time, I'm worried that they wouldn't come back up. Our last ducks, we brought them down there when they were really little, so they knew. Because ducks got a sense of direction and stuff, you know, birds, migratory animals and such. So these ones, I got them to go right here yesterday, and then they were like, fuck that. Huh? We're gonna go, I'm gonna go sit down by the lake. Were you just down there?
I was just down now and I want to go there.
You know, eh?
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
What'd you come and tell me a minute ago? Yeah, about a foot lower would be perfect. Huh?
I went and got my mom.
Where's your mom?
In the little garden house.
Oh, I bet.
Making gumballs.
There's stripes on that rock. Is this your rock that you had?
So that's Mama's.
We gotta go find that rock beach, hey? Maybe next week or something.
I made a gumball.
Do you want to go to 12 Mile Beach again? Where the warm waterfall is? Oh, that's hot.
Should we go to Steaming Lake?
Steaming Lake? What's that?
Oh, the water
Is that where you...
steam your butt off.
Oh, yeah? You are like, ow. Pump is running right now. Because I didn't know water.